Final update. I caught my girlfriend holding hands with her coworker at a festival I was secretly planning to propose at. She didn't see me in the crowd. I left without a word, and let her discover the engagement setup the next day. Now she's losing her mind trying to find me. My proposal had become their love story. Something in me snapped. The host had just finished announcing the evening's events and set his microphone down on the stage. Before I could think twice, I walked up, grabbed it, and turned to face the crowd. "Hey, everyone," my voice boomed through the speakers. "Sorry to interrupt, but I have a story you all need to hear. You know that amazing festival proposal everyone's been talking about, the one with the lanterns and the music?" The crowd turned toward me. I saw Rachel's face go pale. Jason started pushing through the crowd, but he was too far away. "See, those lanterns, that music, that perfect proposal spot by the lake. I spent 6 months planning all of it, every detail. Want to know why?" I pulled out my phone, opened the gallery. Because this was my proposal. Here's the receipt for the lanterns, the contract with the festival organizers, the emails planning every minute. People were murmuring now. I saw phones coming out, recording. But here's the twist. The night before, I caught my girlfriend holding hands with her coworker, the same guy who ended up proposing to her using my setup. And you know who helped him do it? Her best friend Ashley, who'd spent months helping me plan the original proposal. Ashley tried to disappear into the crowd. Rachel was frozen in place. That cheap ring now looking like a neon sign of betrayal. So, to everyone who shared those proposal videos, who called it the most romantic thing ever, you were right. It was romantic because I designed it to be. I just didn't expect my girlfriend's affair partner to steal it, or her best friend to help him do it. Jason finally reached the stage. "Shut up. You're just jealous." "Jealous?" I laughed into the microphone. "Of what?" "A man who couldn't even plan his own proposal, who had to steal someone else's moment. The only original thing about you is that ring, and we can all see how much thought you put into that." The crowd had turned to look at Jason, Rachel, and Ashley. I saw disgust on their faces. Phones were pointing at them now. Someone in the crowd shouted, "That's messed up." "So, congratulations, Jason and Rachel. You got your perfect proposal story. Hope it was worth destroying 4 years of love and trust. And Ashley, I found her trying to slip away. Next time you help someone steal a proposal, maybe check if they're man enough to handle the truth coming out." I dropped the mic and walked off the stage. The crowd parted for me like I was Moses. Behind me, I could hear Rachel sobbing, Ashley calling after me, and Jason. Jason was standing there, finally looking like what he was, a thief caught in the spotlight. 3 days later, I heard from mutual friends that Jason had packed up his desk at work and left town. Apparently, being known as the guy who stole another man's proposal wasn't great for his reputation. He didn't even say goodbye to Rachel, just left a note saying he needed a fresh start. The cheap festival ring, Rachel threw it in the river during a drunk crying session with Ashley. Karma, as they say, is a patient executioner. Sometimes she just needs a little push, in a microphone, to get the job done. A month after the Heritage Day incident, someone started pounding on my apartment door at 11 p.m. I just finished setting up my new rescue dog's bed, a scruffy little thing with uneven ears and a crooked tail that nobody wanted. I'd named her Rachel, partly because she looked as messy on the outside as the real Rachel was on the inside, and partly because it made me laugh every time I had to yell, "Rachel, stop eating garbage." When I opened the door, there stood the human Rachel, mascara running down her face, clutching a bottle of wine. She looked almost as disheveled as my dog. "I made a horrible mistake," she sobbed, trying to push past me into the apartment. I blocked the doorway. "Actually, you made several. Which one are we talking about? The cheating, the stolen proposal, or letting your boyfriend run away without even a goodbye?" "Please," she whispered, her voice cracking. I was stupid. I got caught up in the excitement with Jason. He was new and interesting and now he's new and interesting in another city. I cut her off. Behind me, my dog Rachel started growling. "Good girl. I threw away 4 years for nothing." She was full, on crying now. "You were going to propose. You had the perfect ring, the perfect plan, and I ruined everything because I was too blind to see what was right in front of me. Funny how hindsight works, isn't it?" I leaned against the doorframe. "You know what's really ironic? You spent months complaining I was taking too long to propose, while I was literally planning the proposal of your dreams. But hey, at least Jason didn't make you wait. Too bad he also didn't make you stay." She flinched like I'd slapped her. "I deserve that. But please, can we just talk? I miss you so much. I miss our life together. I miss..." "Rachel," I called out sharply. Both the dog and my ex jumped. "No eating garbage." My dog left whatever she was sniffing and trotted over. Human Rachel stared at her, then at me, realization dawning on her tear-stained face. "You named your dog Rachel?" "Yeah," I smiled for the first time. She was a mess when I found her, unwanted, kind of ugly, bad habit of chasing after whatever catches her eye. But unlike some Rachels I know, she's actually loyal. "That's cruel," she whispered. "Cruel?" I laughed. "Cruel is watching the woman you love hold hands with another man the night before you're planning to propose. Cruel is having your perfect proposal stolen by your girlfriend's affair partner. Cruel is standing in a coffee shop while that same girlfriend throws 4 years in your face because she thinks you never wanted to commit." Dog Rachel pressed against my leg, sensing my tension. I reached down and scratched her uneven ears. "You want to talk about cruel, Rachel? Look in a mirror. But make sure it's a good one. Wouldn't want you to miss any details, like you missed everything I was planning for us. I still love you." She tried one last time, reaching for my hand. "No. You love the idea of me, the safe backup plan, the long-time boyfriend you could complain about to justify your cheating." I stepped back into my apartment. "Go home, Rachel. You're drunk, you're pathetic, and you're not welcome here." My Rachel might eat garbage, but at least she knows where her home is. I closed the door on her protest in tears. Inside, my dog jumped on the couch, something I'd never let the old Rachel do, and looked at me with her crooked smile. Good girl. I scratched under her chin. At least one of us learned how to avoid toxic relationships. I could still hear human Rachel sniffling outside my door, but for the first time, the sound didn't rip my heart out. Instead, I settled on the couch with my ugly, loyal dog and finally felt at peace. Sometimes the best revenge isn't just exposing the truth or watching karma do its work. It's finding happiness with someone who actually deserves your love, even if that someone has 4 legs and questionable taste in snacks. Besides, my Rachel might not be the prettiest dog at the park, but at least she didn't steal anyone's proposal.